Hello, welcome back to the video series where we are reviewing the textbook named Blueprint Reading Construction Drawings for the Building Trades. And this video is dedicated to chapter 10, and that is about interpreting specifications. So standard building specifications are written documents that go with the construction drawings and describe the materials as well as the installation methods. They also prescribe the quality standards of construction expected on the project. So construction drawings and specifications actually are the construction documents. In the United States, the Construction Specifications Institute, or CSI, has established a widely recognized format of organization for technical specifications. CSI is a nationwide organization composed of architects, engineers, manufacturers' representatives, contractors, and other interested parties who have worked diligently together to develop this system of identification. Specifications are legal documents and should therefore be complete, accurate, and unambiguous. Specification writing has two main roles: defining the scope of work and acting as a set of instructions. At the core of specification writing is defining the scope of work, ensuring that the required level of quality of the product and services is clearly communicated to bidders, and that the completed project conforms to the specified quality is extremely important, although sometimes misunderstood. Construction drawings are supplemented by written project specifications. Project specs give detailed information regarding materials and methods of work for a particular construction project. They cover various factors relating to the project, such as general conditions, scope of work, quality of materials, standards of workmanship, and protection of finished work. The drawings, together with the project specs, define the project in detail and show exactly how it's to be constructed. Usually, any set of drawings for an important project is accompanied by a set of project specs. The drawings and specs are inseparable. The drawings indicate what conflicting information on the drawings and project specification. The general requirements are usually the first specifications listed for the structure, stating the type of foundation, character of load-bearing members, wood frame, steel frame, or concrete, type or types of doors and windows, typical of mechanical and electrical installations, and the principal function of the building. Next follows the specific conditions that must be carried out by the constructors. So specifications are the written portion of the contract documents that are used to execute the project. Design decisions are continuously made as drawings proceed from schematic sketches to construction documents. Drawings depict the general configuration and layout of the design, including size, shape, and dimensions. It tells the contractor the quantities of materials needed, their placement, and their general relationship to each other. Technical specifications are a form of materials list requiring similar design decision-making that reflect the design intent and describe in detail the quality and character of materials, the standards to which the materials and their installation shall conform, and other issues that are more appropriately described in written rather than graphic form. And no matter how beautiful the designer concept is, the project cannot be correctly implemented without clear, concise, accurate, and easily understood contract documents. So specs are a critical component of the contract documents. There are a few types of specifications. One of the most important things that a specifier has to decide upon when preparing a specification document is the format or method to be used to communicate the desired intent to the contractor. There are essentially two broad categories of specifications, closed or open, and most items can be specified by either method. Within these two broad categories, there are basically four generic types of specifications. Proprietary specifications, description specifications, performance, and reference standard specs. The type chosen depends on several factors. Closed specs. Closed, also called prescriptive or restrictive specification, is one that limits acceptable products to one or a few brand-identified types or models and prohibits substitutions. This type of specification is sometimes used where specifiers feel more comfortable resorting to a specific proprietary product with which they are familiar and which will meet the specific criteria of the project. However, it should be noted that this procedure is not competitive and rarely attracts the most favorable price for the owner. Also, while a closed specification is common in private construction work, most public projects are required by law to bid under open specifications. The closed proprietary specification method is the easiest form to write but the most restrictive, in that it names a specific manufacturer's product. It generally establishes a narrower definition of acceptable quality than do performance or reference standard methods, and gives the designer or space planner complete control over what is installed. This spec can also be written in as an open proprietary section in which multiple manufacturers or products are named or alternatives solicited. This would increase the potential competition and increase a lower installation price from vendors. In some cases, a multiple choice may not be appropriate, as for example, where a specific brick is required for repairs to an existing brick facade. When the specification does not allow for any substitution of materials, it is known as a base bid proprietary specification. Let's talk about open specifications. They're also called performance or non-restrictive, and this type of specification gives the contractor some choice in how to achieve the desired results. Proprietary specifications may also be used as open specifications, but with the addition of the or equal cause, which allows the contractor to consider other products or forbid if they are shown to be equal in performance and specifications. Due to the ambiguity surrounding this clause, and the disagreements it often perpetuates, specifiers generally shy away from incorporating into proprietary specifications. A second method of open specification is gaining popularity is descriptive specification. This type describes in detail the requirements for the material or product and the workmanship required for its fabrication and installation without providing a trade name. This type of specification is often stipulated by some government agencies to allow the maximum competition among product manufacturers. Descriptive specifications are also more difficult to write than proprietary ones because the specifier must include all the product's relevant characteristics in the specification. A third type of specification that is often used is the reference method. This standard simply describes a material, product, or process referencing a recognized industry standard or test method as the basis for the specification and is often used to specify generic materials such as Portland cement and clear glass. Thus, in specifying gypsum wallboard, for example, you can state that all gypsum wallboard products shall meet the requirements of ASTM C36. In using a reference standard, the specifier should not only have a copy of that standard, but also show what is required by the standard. This type of specification is fairly easy to write and are generally short. In addition, the use of reference standard specifications reduces your liability and the possibility for errors. The fourth major type of specification used is the performance specification. This type of specification establishes the performance requirements without dictating the methods by which the end results are to be achieved. This gives the greatest leeway to contractors because it allows them to use any material or system that meets the performance criteria specified, provided the results can be verified by measurement, tests, or other types of evaluation. Performance specs are not often used by architects and engineers because they are most difficult to write. The specifier must know all the criteria for a product or system, state the appropriate methods for testing compliance, and write the document. In addition, sufficient data must be provided to ensure that the product can be demonstrated. Performance specs are mostly used in specifying complex systems and where a specifier wants to encourage new ways of achieving a particular result. Product specifications often use a combination of methods to convey the designer's intent. Organizing the project manual. Traditionally, the organization of the project manual has been a matter of individual preference by the design firm producing it, resulting in a wide diversity of method around the country that became confusing. As design firms and contractors became increasingly nationwide in their operations, a pressing need grew for a consistent arrangement of building construction specifications. To meet this challenge, the American Institute of Architects, or AIA, in 1964 developed the concept of the project manual, which has now gained wide acceptance. Essentially, it contains the technical specifications as well as several other types of documents, which, together with the drawings, constitute the contract documents. A typical table of contents for the project manual might show the following major divisions. The first one, general project information. All parties responsible for the development of the project should be included in the project manual's cover page, which identifies the names and addresses of the owner, architect, civil engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, and structural engineers. Bidding requirements. These apply to contracts awarded through a bidding process and include an invitation to bid or advertisement, pre-qualification forms, instruction to bidders, bid forms, and information available to bidders. Contract forms, which may include the agreement, the contract between owner and contractor, performance bond, labor and material payment bond, and certificates of insurance. Contract conditions, general and supplementary. These include general conditions of the contract, such as AIA Form A201 or similar pre-printed forms. Supplementary conditions include anything that is not covered in the general condition, such as addenda. And those are the changes made before contract signing, so that is available to every bidder. And change orders, those are the changes made after signing the contract. And technical specifications is the last part of the project manual. So that provides technical information concerning the building materials, components, systems, and equipment shown on the drawings with regard to quality, performance characteristics, and stipulated results to be achieved by application of construction methods. This concludes our chapter 10. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.